This is Dibia Nwangu Uchendo. Welcome to today's program. Ndị be anyị ndewo nụ nke onye chiri ya zere o. Asị m ka tata mara unu mma. Ebe ọbụla ụmụ Igbo nọ, ka enu na ana gọzie ha. Ka nna anyị anyị dị asọ gọzie unu. Ihe ọbụla unu na-etinye aka na ya bụ ife ọma ka ọ na-agazi agazi. Ka ọmaka na-emelu unu n'iru na azụ. Ka ndị ichie unu na-agọzikwa unu. Agwa unu na-agọzikwa unu. Ezumezu na ọra mmụọ niile so unu bịa ụwa, nke si ikwu nne na nke si ikwu nna. Asị m ya gọzie unu tata. Ndị ọma na-anụ onu m ndewonu. You're welcome. Highly welcome. You know, today is a beautiful day. That is why I took my time to bless and also pronounce benediction on people. Well, it's not an easy thing to sit down for an hour to learn about our culture. So for today's program, I am going to talk about, it's like a question sort of, but it's all about abortion. I want to ask, are you aware abortion can hinder a lot of things in your life and destiny? It is a question that needs answers. So let's start off. A lot of times when I try to educate people about the spiritual implication of committing abortion, many people disregard it. They laugh at me. They think maybe since I'm a Dibia, I am thinking about the past. Because today they say it's a modern world, a new era, an era of technology. So likewise, anything concerning a sexual relationship, it should also be in a new era. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you because there are consequences of any action you take on earth, whether it is good or bad. Well, let me also say that there are advantages and also disadvantages in life. There are merits and demerits in life. So you have to be careful how you live your life and choose to be on the positive side. I always say this. And if you are spiritually inclined, you should be careful how you live your life. So you don't step on toes, you don't offend people. Equally, your spiritual guide, you don't offend them. So abortion is one of the things that you can commit, and also you fall out. You will no longer be in good terms with your spiritual guide. It is not about see no evil and hear no evil or speak no evil. The life you should live here on earth should be sacred, should be holy. Not anyhow life. You don't live carelessly. You have to be mindful. If you are spiritually inclined, you have to be mindful. Mindfulness is one of the virtues of being spiritually inclined. You think about yourself and you think about others. What you won't like someone to do to you, please don't do it to other people. Because we are all humans. Now, abortion is removal of unwanted fetus. Let me not say unwanted. Abortion is the removal of fetus. Alright? Whether it has formed fully or not. Anytime you do things that are contrary to the spiritual, there is always repercussions. That is what I want to let you know today. So let me ask you this question. If you have ever supported abortion by giving, let me say, give advice to someone to go and remove pregnancy, or by prescribing in any way, you can be a pharmacist, a doctor, a nurse, a midwife, a gynecology, You know about prescription of some medicine that will help eject a fetus. Of course, I'm coming. Then, if you have ever lent money to someone, lending money, take this money. Since you say you don't want the pregnancy, take it, go for the removal. If you lend that money to someone to buy drugs in order to terminate any pregnancy, or you give the person money to book for an appointment in the hospital to remove the pregnancy, you are guilty. Yes, you are guilty of committing abortion. Let's be clear today. I want to be specific. In any way, even if you are sitting down and you are among the people discussing about it, how the person will remove that pregnancy and move on with their life. And you didn't tell the person, no, you speak out, no, I'm not in support of this. I am not in support of this. I am not going to be a party to this. If you don't speak out, you are guilty. You have also aided and abetted that act. Are you listening? That is the way it is viewed from the spiritual dimension. Because hence, everyone is sitting down there. Your spiritual guides are also there, bearing witness. I hope you are listening. They are all there. The universe, Chineke, they are all there. So I want to ask another question. Have you ever escorted anyone to a clinic, whether you are a man or woman, for the termination of any pregnancy? Let's be honest. Have you ever? Idujego mmadụ ka o jee kee ime? In my language. If you have done that, you are guilty. You have participated in the act of aborting. Are you listening? So, if you think that you acting as an escort, you have not participated in that act, I want to tell you emphatically today that you are guilty. I'm coming. I will unravel the mystery so that you understand where I'm heading to in today's topic. Let me refresh your memory. Today's topic is, are you aware abortion can hinder a lot of things in your life and destiny? So, did you in your life advise your patient as a doctor, nurse, midwife to get rid of any pregnancy? Getting rid of pregnancy as in that pregnancy, there is no life-threatening issue associated to it. Just that your patient came and spin a story, out of sympathy, you as a doctor, because of your position as a nurse, because you have access to some knowledge as a midwife, you now use your position as a gynecologist. Let me use the word gynecologist because doctor for the female, all right? You now advise the person to get rid of the pregnancy. And there was no life-threatening situation. You are guilty. Yes, you are guilty of abortion. So also, when you give out the phone number of any doctor with the intention to flush out unwanted pregnancy, are you among the people who do that? Jeff doctor nka ọ ga-enyere gị aka, gịnị ofe nkupu maịmaị ka ọ bụ ebe ọ nọ, gịnị ọ gbaa gị injection ọ pụọ, onye gị ọgwụ, gịnị triple the thing, onwerozi? Are you that kind of person, man or woman? Especially men, they are the ones who will have that unprotected sex with you. Women, you need to be careful. For those men who want to have unprotected sex with you, And at the end of the day, they'll tell you, go and meet my doctor, or take this number. They will throw a word of cash. Take it. Go and see to it. Go and fix it. It has become something to be fixed. As we are fixing it physically, they are fixing you spiritually. I want you to learn this today. Ka ị na-eje wee ego na-enye nwa mmadụ si anya je na-ekepụ ime, gị nwa bụ nwoke, you are not free. And you, the female, you are not free. Both parties are not free. However, a third party amongst you, maybe your friend, your bosom friend, or and the person is aware without even saying, please, don't do that. Just, continue with the baby. Carry it to full term. I will support you. If you don't say that, and you are aware that your friend is made to terminate that pregnancy, you are also guilty. Isolugo, isonyego, okwana ife mmụọ ka na-eme. I want to share clarity to this topic so that most of you will wake up. It is not even an act of civilization to go and terminate pregnancy. Who told you so? Who gave you such lies? Who brainwashed you? You are also guilty if you are there and they're discussing about going to terminate a pregnancy. And you didn't hush them, you didn't stop them, you didn't tell them the implication and also absolve yourself. Or you remove it like this, the way we do it traditionally. Tufiakwa, I can't support evil. Tufiakwa, ejekwana tenya bibe, akam okpam adri ibuchalo onwegi. This thing has been going on from time immemorial. Igolo igopu onwegi. Akam okpam adri okwya. Bigokwa, nke emeta anya welukwa isi ebulu. Okwa alu ka obu. Okwa alu ka obu. Emekwana ife a. Etekwana anya bi ime. If you don't voice out like this openly, agudolu gi na mmụọ. You participated. You are a participant. You aided and abetted that abortion. Are you listening to me? I want to shed more light on this because most times when people come and during consultation, ona agba n'afa na ị nwere aka ọbala, and you'll be swearing with all the gods in the land that you have never for one day given any woman money to go and abort. But you were there in that circle. Omo, you don't collect too. Are you listening? You are there in the circle where they are discussing this. You didn't say, no, I am not a party to this. Or to fiakwa obulogwu no man le gini ijete ime ife akunu na akọ alu. You didn't voice out like this. You are guilty. That is why when you come for Afa, spiritually you have become, you have been implicated. Are you listening now? I'm coming out. I will shed more light. I will do justice to this topic. So you that give out the phone number with the intention of this person getting to know a good doctor that can remove that pregnancy, you are also guilty. I have said it. So know it today. Also, do you engage in the sexual act itself and later take preventive measures to avoid getting pregnant? You are also guilty. When you live an active sex life, too. Go condom, packet condom, or design you are guilty. If you take herbal, like some of you go and take these herbal bitters immediately after having sex, you are guilty of abortion. Are you listening to me? Even a man using your body to jack off you are guilty. What your ezumezu and Oramuo wants from you is to live a life that is holy, a life that is sacred. That is what spirituality is all about. Be mindful. You can't be living an active sex life and also claim that you are spiritually inclined or that you are holy or that you are sacred. You can't indulge in random sex and think that you are living a holy life. Actually, this kind of active sex life opens a lot of doors for negativities. It opens a lot of doors for the evil ones to access your file. Take, for example, those people who engage in those kind of sex, active sex life, removal of pregnancy. You will see that something is wrong. I know some people will say, what is Dibia Wangu Uchendu saying? What about those prostitutes? My dear, can you compare and contrast your life with a prostitute? With a call girl? Don't you know that most of them are spiritually dead? Are you not aware that majority of them are like walking corpses? They might be having it good, having every good thing that life has to offer. What is prostitution all about? Is it not striving to make ends meet, to live a materialistic life? Though some will tell you they use it to build houses, they use it to bring their people out of poverty and whatever. Maybe circumstances of life. And I am not here to apportion blame, but what I want you to know is this. If you have ever in your life, during your lifetime, engaged in such as a trade, and later you realized that you are on the wrong path, try to make amends. Try to go for spiritual cleansing. Not ordinary cleansing that you will use herbs to bat your body or what, or sea salt or perfume. No. You have to close that open grave in your life that the evil ones will use to access your spiritual fire, that will make your spiritual guy to turn away against you. Are you listening today? Nginwa bụ akwụna mechie gbagide gbachaa retaya. Ị ga-eje menya bụ ikpuchi onunu. Otu ndị bụ unu si eme ya. Ụfọdụ na-emefa kochisi onunu fa kpụpụ alụ sie. It is not easy to be a prostitute, I know this. To open your body for different kinds of men. You know, life happens. I am not blaming anybody. But I want you to know today that you have to do what we call spiritual closure. Ikochi onunu. Maọbụ ịkpụ alụ. If you don't do that, there will be repercussions. Now or in future. Something will always, go wrong in your life at a particular time, at a particular point. So you need to seek spiritual closure. Gbachapụ onye bụ uchu na mmụọ. Let me continue. I want to give more examples. So, when you engage in sexual acts and take preventive measures to avoid getting pregnant, please, you are guilty. Don't say, we are living in a modern world. Why can't I use contraceptive? Why can't I use Postinor 2? Why can't I prevent unwanted pregnancy? That is not easy in this day and age. In this day and age, I want you to wake up, to wisen up. I want you to know that there are several implications to some things that you disregard, to things you do that you feel you are catching cruise, you are catching fun. There are implications, all right? It can stall your life and make you to be stagnant. You might not notice the after effects now, but later you will. That is when you start noticing it, when you come for alpha consultation and you are being told, you will be scoffing. What kind of alpha message is this? What kind of spiritual consultation is this? Everybody does abortion now. It's not a big deal. My dear, I want to tell you today that it's a big deal in the spiritual realm. You are like a killer, a murderer, as long as you did it intentionally. I'm not talking about people who have miscarriages. Equally, those people in the olden days that had miscarriages, they also do cleansing. Before they go to Akwaliomum and plead with her. You know, it wasn't their intention, so that the way will be clear and open for other children to come. And to avoid complications, spiritual complications. Why won't you hear spiritual out of my mouth? Because I am a dibia. All right? If I I know there are sleeping dibias who will tell you, don't mind her, disregard whatever she's saying today. I hope you don't meet them, those sleeping dibias. Because if you're spiritually inclined and conscious of yourself, you will know that there are some acts that you avoid. There are some things in this life you turn a blind eye to. You run away from it. Actually, that is the word. You desist from doing such. You don't engage in it. That is why I always tell people na ordinary when so. Ordinary will you, aside from you having abu. You know, you don't live your life anyhow. That is why I always tell people to go and read about G.T. Basden, Niger Igbos. When a man told our story that when they came to Igbo society, there was no prostitute. Nothing like prostitution exists. Prostitution never existed because every Igbo woman has a husband. And every husband in Igbo land have access to marry more than 5 or 4 wives, including concubines that the wife is aware of. Are you listening? That is why I always encourage our women. Instead of, sleeping around, becoming a side chick or side hen or whatever, why not bring down yourself and consider polygamy? Consider becoming married to that man who also is capable of taking care of you as the second wife. But no, our women won't do that. Our women, we do not love ourselves. I want to state it emphatically today. Because you that is living, is married to a man that say that it is one man, one wife. Who told you so? It hasn't been like that from time immemorial. I want to state it categorically because these are the things that enable abortion. It is an enabler. Monogamous marriage is an enabler of abortion. Even while the couples are engaged in monogamy, they also contribute to the high rate of abortion. Go to hospitals, go and carry out this research, go and carry out this study. So also, the people in polygamy, they are not exempted. That is why this kind of marriage need a man who is morally upright, who has self-control, who is principled, who is financially okay, who is mentally stable, psychologically, and spiritually sound. Somebody who is capable of taking care of himself, his wives, and his children without deviating, without engaging in any devious acts. And why I say today that monogamy is an enabler of abortion is because some husbands who are married to just one wife, they have about 20 side chicks. Yes, they have more women outside. And what do they do with these women? They indulge in, sexual immorality, whereby the woman will take in, or the lady, the man will tell her, go and abort. I'm not ready to have a child out of wedlock. But you are ready to have sexual intimacy out of wedlock. Now it has resulted to pregnancy. You tell them to abort. You see why I say that monogamy is an enabler of abortion. And a man who indulges in this silently, he will be going down, declining gradually, till he starts coming out physically. That is when he will now notice that his business is not moving well. Things are going bad. People owe him money. Contract is no longer coming. A lot of setbacks, a lot of retrogression. So I ask, is it not better you marry those women instead of going out, sneaking out, faking travels to move out so that you can be free to book her and lodge in hotel for 2 weeks, a month, and take her to trips all around the world? That's your side chick. That is what I'm referring to, who I'm referring to. Instead of you, lady, to become a side chick, why don't you be bold enough and become that second wife, third wife, fourth wife, or fifth wife? Don't scream at me, please, you that you are listening. A lot of our ladies, Igbo women, are married to men outside of their tribe. Yes, and you take those positions, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. I know what I'm saying. I have done this research over the years. Ọ dị ka gasị na igwe ụmụ nwaanyị Igbo bịara igwe m. You want to marry foreigners, all right? And become their second, third, fourth, fifth wives. But when an Igbo man is interested in you becoming the second wife or third wife, you will say, God forbid, abomination. How can I? This and that. But you go out and to other tribes, you take those positions. Are you not ashamed? Is it not better you are here in Igbo society building it up, even if you are the second wife or third wife? Anyị enwe ọmụmụ maka anyị Igbo nwere ọmụmụ. And Igbo bụ mmụọ. You don't go outside and give birth to people who will contribute to the hatred, the Igbophobia going on. My mama say I be Igbo. This is another enabler, another contributing factor to what we are facing today in the Igbo society. Ịpụzia na another tribe, ije mụtazia nwa, abịazia na-akụzili fa ka esi akpọ Igbo asị, ka nsọ ya n'onu be anyị. Nwatakịrị mụtaziri, ịmụnyere n'aka onye ofe mmanụ ma n'aka onye ugwu, ọkpọzia ụmụnne gị asị. The original and core, ịghọtago, ụmụ Igbo akpọzia afa asị. A na-eme n'elu, ha nwa na-eme n'anị. A na-akọ ya dị mma, ha nwa na-ayasa. Because they don't share the same ideology. They were not brought up with the same moral principle that we share as a community, that we share as Igbos. Ị na-ekwuzi okwu, ọ na-ada aja. I don't want to deviate from this topic, but I have to touch it. It is one thing that has, they have already, made the Igbo society to degenerate.